All right. Welcome back to another edition of AH Live. We're live in the studio. It is a cold, wintry day in Southern California. I got to wrap my mic cable here. There we go. That's a little better. It is very cold. We had a low, I believe, of 34. Oh, my goodness. So it's been a mellow day. I got a couple of tunes, a little more laid-back tunes I want to start the show with you guys. And a couple of, one of them is some old school because I'm in kind of an old school mood. As you can hear, I'm playing my tune in the background here, old school jam. And old school's been on the mind. I'll tell you about that a little bit later. Working on some material for some shows coming up. But in the meantime, do us a favor, click share. We want to spread the good vibes. We're here every Wednesday, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. Make sure you like Adam Hawley Artist Page. Follow Adam Hawley Artist Page because we have so much going on. Oh, my goodness. I want to flash the tour schedule up for you because a bunch of new dates are up. And next up, we're at the Big Bib in San Antonio on March 4th. I want to see all my Texas folks come out. Bam, there's the flyer right there. Always a blast. 2 shows. The food is unbelievable. The Big Bib, they specialize in barbecue, and they have this fantastic event center as well. This is our 6th time playing in San Antonio at the Big Bib. It is always a pleasure. Shout out to Stanley Shropshire for having us, and the host with the most, David Munoz. So that's our next show coming up. That's next week on Saturday, and we got a bunch more shows lined up. London, England is on sale, and in 3 days, we've already moved a ton of tickets. So I want you to make sure to grab your tickets if you're anywhere near the UK. We're playing there on Tuesday, August 25th. I'll throw that flyer up here real quick. Oh, there it is. Tuesday, August 25th, or as they say, or April 25th, Tuesday, 25th of April, at the Pizza Express Holborn. And I heard from the club they've already sold 30% of the tickets already. So make sure you grab those. We're very excited. But we'll get into the whole tour schedule a little bit later. I've got a blast from the past, some footage I've never aired on AH Live. I'm going to share with you a little bit later as well. When I was over at the Java Jazz Festival, and I was trying to think what year this was. I think it was 2014 I was over there. And I ended up being a part of a George Duke tribute. He had just passed away, and Larry Campbell and Gordon Campbell put together a tribute. And so I've got some footage from that. This is a blast from the past, almost 10 years old, 9 years old. So I'm going to air that in a second as well. So very excited to be with y'all hanging out. But hey, let's get to the music, right? That's what you guys are here for. So I'm going to start off first with some old school. And I'll tell you why I'm in an old school mood a little bit later. But in the meantime, I'm going to start with a little Frankie Beverly. This is a track I put together for you guys a few weeks ago. And so I've only performed it once. I thought, you know what, let me dust it off again and play it for you. It's a tune that needs no introduction. We hope you enjoy. A little bit of Frankie Beverly. We Are One. Oh, yes, just a little bit of old school for you on a Wednesday. By the way, I don't know if I mentioned, I don't think I mentioned, but we're having some crazy, crazy weather here in SoCal, and that's why we're in a little bit of a mellow mood. As I mentioned, well, I did mention the temperature. We had like a low of 34, but we had a bunch of rain and a bunch of snow flurries. So crazy. And tomorrow's supposed to rain like all day. And we're in the 40s during the day and 30s at night for like a week. So strange. So normally in California this time of year, it's already starting to warm up. So we're feeling a little mellow today, but that's all right. So on that mellow theme, I've got a brand new tune for you. Never performed before. And I got to tell you about this artist that I discovered, I believe in 2019, I want to say. I remember it so distinctly. I was on the road in Indiana, Fort Wayne, Indiana, in a hotel, and I was doing a night workout, which I normally don't do. I normally wake up and exercise in the morning, but for some reason, I probably was traveling all day and then went and hit the gym. So I was doing a night workout, and I had the lights kind of down. Those fluorescent lights sometimes are kind of intense. So, they had all these windows, and it was like a high-rise hotel, and so it was a pretty cool scene, doing a workout in the moonlight, if you will. And I had my AirPods in, and I came across this artist, Her, H.E.R. Her. And I was checking out her record, and I just put the album on. And so I was going through the whole album, working out, and I caught such a vibe. I was like, oh my goodness, this artist is just incredible. So I've been hooked ever since, and I might say this might be her most favorite, or her most famous tune. It's definitely one of my favorites. And so I put the track together just for you guys. Put it together a couple hours ago, and I really hope you enjoy this. It's one of my favorite new tunes. I feel like it's a new standard, if you will. It's called Best Part, and it was a duet she did with Daniel Caesar, who's also an amazing new artist as well. So really hope you enjoy this track. I had a lot of fun putting it together for you. And this is Her and Daniel Caesar's Best Part. Oh, yes, ladies and gentlemen, that's just a little bit of her and Daniel Caesar. Best part. That was fun. You caught a little vibe there. Caught a little vibe on a Wednesday. All right, as I mentioned, we've got some throwback footage for you. I got a little highlight reel from the George Duke tribute from Java Jazz. But real quick before we jump over there, just want to remind y'all, if you want to support the show, we have so many people that have been huge supporters. You can do Facebook stars. You can click on the link and get to PayPal, Cash App, Venmo. We even have some incredible people mailing in donations, so we appreciate you guys so much. You're the reason we've been here for 132 episodes, and we're coming up on 3 years. So crazy to say that. So we sincerely appreciate your support, either through the show, either through donations, or we appreciate your support coming out to the shows. And we got a bunch of shows coming up. So we'll get to the tour schedule in a little bit. But real quick, want to go back to this footage. And I was actually, believe it or not, and we didn't know this at the time, but I was actually at George Duke's final show. It was up at Big Bear. They used to do a jazz festival up there. And shortly after that, he passed away. And I was up in Indonesia, in Jakarta, at the Java Jazz Festival, and I was at lunch. And the great drummer Gordon Campbell walked by. He said, "Hey, you want to do this tribute?" I was like, "Of course." And it was star-studded. Gordon and Larry Campbell both had toured with George, so they were naturally the people to be a part of it and to put it together. Also, Jeff Lorber was there, Chuck Loeb, and so many more. And so I grabbed this to give you guys a little throwback on a way back Wednesday. So we hope you enjoy some highlights from the George Duke tribute from the Java Jazz Festival circa 2014. Here we go. throwback, a way back Wednesday to the George Duke tribute. Man, that was a long time ago. 9 years, gosh. I had a lot less hair, too. I think Kat probably that was a Kat-approved haircut. Well, speaking of which, I think it's time to bring Kat in on the Cat Cam. Hey, how you doing?
Hi, good, how are you?
Good. You are looking lovely today. Got the new
Thank
do.
You. Yes.
We were just talking, too, how sometimes people they don't recognize you because you have such vastly different hairdos from week to week, year to year. A lot of times on the cruise, people will come up to me, and then they'll look at Kat, and they're like, I don't know if they think I have a new wife or something or what, but
I know.
they should know you're there.
Well, that's one of the elements of Black Girl Magic.
Black Girl Magic, okay.
Switch it up.
Switch it up.
So,
it was so funny when that video was playing. Kat was like, wow. How I looked a lot different back then. Different guitar, too. That was my main guitar for 2 years. I only played it for 2 years, no other guitars. And then I really don't play it anymore. It's sitting over here. I use it once in a while on sessions. That's a Fender Telecaster style guitar, although the manufacturer goes by the name Nash. They're out of the Seattle area. But, yeah, that was my main guitar for a couple years. And the first year I toured with Culbertson, I was using that guitar. And then a little bit later that year, I switched and stopped using that one, started using my Fender style, my Sir. And, of course, now I do more hollow body, semi-hollow body guitars. But, yeah, that was like kind of an out-of-body experience. I mean, I remember being there, and I remember that it happened, but then I kind of don't, too.
Right.
Like, especially when I was listening to those guitar solos, I was kind of like, ooh. I mean, they were good, but I don't play that way anymore. So, and some of the
so I have a question.
Some of the note choices too. I was like, I would have some better note choices now.
Well, that was 9 years ago.
9 years ago. That was a long time ago.
So your guitar that you play now, is that a PRS?
This is a Paul Reed Smith.
Yes.
Yep.
Because when I was at the doctor today, Adam Jr.'s doctor's son is a musician or a producer. I think he just makes like music samples for like Netflix and stuff like that.
Nice.
And she's like, oh, my son has this guitar, and because she recognized the doves on them or the birds.
Yeah.
And she's like, what is this called? And I should have known. And I was like, I don't know. And then when I was driving home, I was like, it's a PRS. You know when like you're having a conversation with someone and they ask you a question, or you want to like contribute into the conversation, but you can't remember exactly like the place or the person's name or whatever, and then you'll just be randomly doing something later on, and like you're like, oh, that's what it is. So I had that moment when I was driving home, and I was just like, it's a PRS. Why didn't I know that in the moment?
Hey, at least you got it. At least it came to you eventually.
I know. Robert Zahn says, I read that Leo Fender, the guy who made the Fender guitar, didn't know how to play guitar. He played sax.
That's interesting. Wow. Now, that's something I should know, and I have never heard that before, so I got to look that up. That's fascinating. That's quite a tale there.
Denise Walter says, been there, done that, Kat, talking about how you can't remember something.
Oh, yeah. And
then, like, later, randomly, you
what happens to all of us? I mean, you walk into a room and you're like, why did I walk into this room?
Right.
You know? Oh, my goodness.
Juanita
What are you going to do?
says, happens to me all the time.
What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Tony Aponte said, you choked, Kat.
I know. I know. Because I think when you're just under pressure, it's kind of like if you were like at a spelling bee or something, and you're like, I know this word, but I can't think of it right now. You
are getting a lot of love on the hair. Shelly Sington, loving the hair. Nicole Caselli, love the hair.
Aww.
Juanita Canley, looking fab. Joy Russell Nicholas, love the hairdo. Tommy Myers, wow, Kat, love the new hair.
Thank you. Yeah, I cut it a little bit. Well, I took my braids out, and then I cut it.
Creston Jordan says, Kat's fancy.
Cat's fancy.
Yeah, okay. So that's what's going on right now.
Now we just need to get Adam his haircut.
Yeah, she actually, right before the show, she looked at me, she said, So when you getting a haircut? I was like, dang. Looking forward to AH Live with you as well.
Well, I wasn't trying to be mean. I just honestly was curious.
Okay. Well, I want to throw up the tour schedule and just give you all the rundown before I forget. And then we will get to Kat going through the comments, what the vibes are, etc. I'll give her a chance to go through all of them. So as I mentioned, we've got the Big Bib, San Antonio, next Saturday. That's March 4th. It's always a blast. The food is absolutely fantastic. So we hope to see all our Texas friends there. And if you're not in Texas, come on through. It is a fantastic place. Then we'll be at the AZ Jazz Fest. That's me, Marcus, and Julian rocking out. We'll be at Burke's for Adam Holly's West Coast Groove featuring Marcus Anderson, Darren Ron, Rebecca Jade, Greg Manning, Daryl Williams, Tony Moore, Curtis McCain. It's going to be a blast. So we want to see you there. That is on the Saturday of the second weekend at the Doubletree Grand Ballroom at 9:30 p.m. It's going to be an extravaganza. Then we have our East Coast Swing, Chase Lounge, and Blues Boulevard, two of our favorite places in South Carolina. Albuquerque for the first time, April 15th. Hope to see you there. Seabreeze just got added. We're doing the after party on the first night. Grab your tickets. Limited seating, so grab your tickets. We're excited. Our UK tour, our Europe tour is growing. We're up to 3 dates before the cruise. We'll be in Hengelo on April 23rd. We'll be in London on April 25th. And we will be in the Netherlands, back in the Netherlands on April 27th. And we have a couple tentatives too, so it could be as many as 5 shows before the cruise. But at the very least, we've got these 3. Cruise coming up. Just was talking with my good friend John Taylor. We're coming to Tulsa June 2nd. We'll be in Newport June 4th. Pittsburgh July 13th. Let me flip over to page 2. We got a Midwest run of Pittsburgh, Akron, and Columbus. We'll be in Chicago, Louisville. I'm trying to see if there's anything else new on here I need to tell you all about. Also, we're working on Christmas dates. As I mentioned to you, we've got the Christmas tour coming, or the Christmas album coming, so we're working on Christmas dates. So if there's anywhere you want to see us, drop me a line, send me a message, hit my DMs, send me an email, and also let your favorite promoter or talent buyer know, because it makes a huge difference. If you let them know you want to see us there, then they know who to book, because everyone's trying to get booked. Everyone's ready to tour. So if you let them know you want to see us, then that makes it much easier to make it happen. So we appreciate you all out there. Don't mind me while I'm adjusting my mic stand. It was a little wobbly.
Mario Vasquez has episode 132. How did I only recently find out about this show? You guys are awesome. Loving it. And then he said, come to New York.
Oh, I was just working on New York earlier. Kat doesn't even know. I was on the phone with a good buddy of mine, JJ Sanseverino, and he gave me a line.
JJ.
He gave me a line on some opportunities in NYC. So stay tuned. I'm literally was working on that right before AH Live. So we are going to effort and make that happen probably in the fall of 2023. And also, while I'm thinking about it, I got a couple flyers to show you. There's the flyer for Big Bib. I showed that earlier in the show. Here's the after party set. I will be kicking it off Thursday night. Bobby Lyle will be there Friday. Ken Ford, King of Strings, will be there Saturday, and Marcus Anderson will be closing it out on Sunday. This is a separately ticketed event, so if you're going to be at Seabreeze, you have to get these tickets in addition to your regular admission tickets, and it is extremely exclusive. It will be up close and personal concert with only 200 available seats, so grab your tickets. We want to see you there. There's the flyer for Pizza Express Holborn, Tuesday, 25th of April. Just go to pizzaexpress.com, grab your tickets. And this is a brand new one. We will be at the kickoff party for the Gulf Coast Summerfest. This just got added October 6th. This is the Friday before the festival. Cadillac has been so supportive of me. He booked me in my first year of touring. And this is, I think, our fifth or sixth time coming to Pensacola. So we're very excited. We are closing out the kickoff party October 6th. This is also a separately ticketed event. So if you're going to be at the Gulf Coast Summerfest, grab your tickets to the kickoff party, and we hope to see you there. All right. I've delayed enough. Let's get back to Kat. What you got for us, Kat?
Well, Robert Zahn, when you were talking about your UK shows, he said, "Is the pizza any good at Pizza Express?" LOL.
This is our first time going, so we will be able to let you know after our show there.
Sharon Johnson said she saw the Pensacola White and Black Party, but she bought tickets for you in October.
Okay. Yeah, that's the Pensacola in
okay.
October. Yep.
So she's saying she bought that.
Awesome.
Everyone's saying that they love JJ Santamparino when you said you were talking to him.
Yeah. I hadn't talked to JJ forever, and so I caught up with him a few hours ago, and he is doing well, and we had a great chat, and shout out to JJ for the connect.
Shout out to
We're gonna try to make that happen in the fall, NYC.
And then we have Linda Dickinson. She said she hasn't been in the
What's
AH
up, Linda?
Live chat in a while. Hi.
How's it going?
Cece in London said, "Of course the pizza is good."
Awesome. Awesome. Very cool. Very cool.
Okay, so let's go to when you opened the show. Well, first of all, I didn't see the opening of the show because what was I trying to do? I don't know. I was trying to find something. You guys know I have like issues with my wardrobe and stuff like right before I have to come on. So I probably was trying to find a back to my earring or something. But I came in and I watched when you were performing Her. What song were you performing?
Best Part.
Best
Her
Part.
and Daniel Caesar.
Yes, Her and Daniel Caesar. Janet Jones says, yes. Now add Kat's vocals and your guitar.
Oh, snap.
OMG. Denise Walter says, love your version of this song, Adam. Beautiful. Joseph England says, excellent, Adam. And Vaughn Stubert said, man, you just put this together a couple of hours ago. Amazing.
I did, yeah. I had never performed it. Of course, heard it a million times. And actually, my ensemble at the college that I teach at performed it, I believe, in 2020, I want to say, or 2021. But yeah, I had never played it before. And so I took a listen to it, made the track, and then there you go. So wham, bam. Thank you, man.
And then I see that Linda Boney just popped in.
What's up, Linda?
Linda, you should come to London when we're in there. And then you can come and see Cece again.
There you go.
Cece says that the Pizza Express is proper pizza, not just pure thick crust.
Shout out, we've got Daryl Beebe in the house, saxophonist extraordinaire.
Hi, Daryl.
From Detroit. He just jumped in. Hope you're doing well, Daryl. Hope all is well. Hope you're a little bit, well, I don't know. I wonder which, let us know, Daryl, what is colder? Because we are at about 34 degrees here. What is it like in Detroit? I wonder, is it colder or warmer?
I know, it's interesting because everything right now is like opposite.
Well, what is the thing that's coming through right now? It's an Arctic, what do they call it?
Cyclone?
Something. There's a name for what's happening right now, the phenomenon right now.
Monsoon?
No.
I don't know, but it's something that is like end of days type thing. Basically, everything that's been happening the last 3 years is end of days.
Our friend from Japan, who he said it's been a long time no see, but he's tuned in quite a bit. And I hope I don't mispronounce your name, Nabe, but I definitely recognize you. Thank you for coming back and seeing us and hanging out on a Wednesday. Appreciate you, Nabe.
I know. It's so good to... And then, yeah, we haven't seen you in the chat for a while, so great for you to join us again. Thank you.
And he's always messaging me. I'm pretty sure it's a he. But Nabe's always messaging me saying, when you come into Tokyo, and we're coming whenever you invite us. We are ready. So let's make it happen.
And then Daryl says, hey, y'all, when we gave him a shout out.
All right.
And Cece says, yes, I concur, Kat. Linda Boney, come back in April.
Come on.
That is so funny.
And by the way, anyone coming on week 1 of the DK cruise, if you want a little extra credit, you can come hang with us and come hang at our shows before the cruise. So we've got the Sunday before, 8 days before, we're in the Netherlands. Then that Tuesday, we're in the UK. And then we're going back to the Netherlands. So, hey, if you want some extra credit, come on.
Some extra credit. Okay, so let me see. Mario Vasquez says that wine bottle behind you needs a refill. I know.
Daryl says there's an ice storm in
But there's nothing in
Detroit.
it.
So, well.
When we were asking what is it called that's coming through California right now, it's Arctic Front.
Arctic Front,
Or
wow.
Arctic Flow. I don't know. Something that we don't ever get here in California.
Oh, we don't want to miss this. Juanita Canley is asking Kat, will you be with Adam on the DK cruise? Will you, Kat?
I be with you?
Yes, she will. Yes, she will.
Yes. Unless I go home after London, but I don't think so.
In fact, we were just talking about repertoire. Oh, by the way, too, I wanted to mention to y'all why I was in an old school mood. So, sneak peek, those of you coming on the DK cruise, I'm very excited. In addition to performing my original music, there's a special show that I pitched to Dave. And did you have something? Go ahead, Kat.
No, I'm just laughing because I didn't mean to interrupt you. I just read it. Kat Finn said the weather here in Cali is called Never Seen Before TV.
Well, that is true. That is true. It is bizarre. Well, and we had some snow flurries earlier.
Yeah.
I missed it. I was in the studio, but Grammy was telling me that there were some snow flurries earlier. So
Sorry.
anyways,
I just read it
before
and
I was
hilarious.
rudely interrupted. See, it's like this all the time. Just it jumps in her head and just bam. Anyways, before I was rudely interrupted, in addition to doing my original material on the cruise, I'm very excited. I pitched a show to DK, and he went for it. He's like, I love this idea. It is, we're going to get together a bunch of the artists on the boat, and we're going to do an old school concert. I'm talking about music of the 70s, the 80s, the 90s. And so that's why I was in an old school mood earlier. So I was just working on the repertoire, and it's a star-studded event. I am hosting, and also we are going to have Julian Vaughn, Marcus Anderson, BK. We're going to have Althea. We're going to have Jasmine. We're going to have Kayla Waters. And it is going to be a blast. And so I want to see you all at that show. Check your schedule on the DK Cruise and don't miss that show. It's a one-of-a-kind show. We're going to be collaborating and putting together a special set just for you guys. So I was working on that earlier today. Very excited about it. We're getting in the cruise vibes. All right?
Get in the cruise vibes. Joy Russell Nicholas, can't wait for the cruise.
That's right.
Love the old school idea.
Want to see you there, Joy. Front row.
And then Juanita Canley, so excited to see your old school show on the ship. What a lineup.
It's one of a kind, and I don't want to give away the repertoire because I want you guys to be, I want it to be fresh for you guys, but we're putting together the show, and it is hot. It is hot. And it's not like the same old, oh, okay, here comes Brick House or something. It's very cool. Very cool.
Here comes Brick
It's gonna be hot. Brick House is a great tune, but some tunes get overplayed. Like this is gonna be fresh and one of a kind. So it's gonna be hot.
Okay, so when you were showing your George Duke segment,
Yes.
so many people loved it. Joseph England said AH was shredding.
Yeah, I don't do a lot of that anymore. I'm doing my kind of sensitive jazz. Well, no, it's some songs I rock out, but yeah, I do a lot more kind of jazz guitar stylings now. So yeah, that was kind of wild looking back at that. And interestingly too, I wasn't even thinking about making a record back when I did that concert. So, and you can kind of see my playing. It was no what do you say? No abandonment? Lack of abandonment?
Of what?
Just unhinged, I would say. I was really, really going for it.
Yeah, I even noticed that too because I was watching and I was like, wow.
Well, also it was a yin and
no
yang.
note left behind.
Yeah, well, it was a yin and yang too because I that was a highlight reel I personally put together of my solos. But Chuck Loeb was there killing it, doing clean jazz guitar. So I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna rock out.
Yeah.
So, anyways, it was fun though. It was a lot of fun. So I appreciate Gordon. Gordon Campbell grabbed me for that concert. So appreciate you, Gordon.
Creston Jordan said that he was loving the flashback segment. I think that was kind of cool. Do you have other flashback
Reckless
stuff?
Abandon. Thank you, Robert Crutcher and Joseph England. That's what I was trying to come up with.
Yes.
Anyways, go ahead, Kat.
Creston Jordan said, I'm loving the flashback segment. And I was saying that was such a cool idea for you to do. Do you have like other
I have
flashback
so
videos?
much footage. I have footage from when I was on the Manhattan Transfer. I have footage from.
Yes.
So I got to show that. I have footage
Yes.
from Jennifer Lopez. I've got footage from
Yes.
everything.
Oh my gosh.
I don't think I have any footage from Natalie Cole because I only performed with her for 3 months.
Okay, listen.
I've got Brian McKnight footage. I've got
Listen.
Layla Hathaway.
So we need to add
Brian
this.
Culbertson.
You need to add a
This
cute
is
little
this
thing.
is a good segment. I
You
got
know how like
a little
on
title
the corner,
screen.
yes,
Yeah.
where you ask Adam, it needs to be
Way Back Wednesday.
yes, way back Wednesday.
Yeah,
That's
that was
cute.
cool. Yeah.
All right.
I wish I
So
had
we're
some
gonna do
footage
it.
from my high school days of touring. That would be something.
Ooh.
Yeah.
You should call Jake and see if he has anything.
Well, we have audio, but I don't know if we have video.
Preston Jordan says, "Bring it" in all caps. Deborah Childs Baker, yes, show it. Tommy
James-
Myers, new segment.
James Creer says unhinged in your younger days. Okay.
Oh wow! Joseph England said, "I saw your performance on the Tonight Show with Monica."
Oh yeah, that would be one I could show too. Nabe said, he saw me in 2019 when I was a special guest with Dave Koz and would like to have us come back. Well, we would like to come back too, Nabe. So let them know there at Billboard Live or Blue Note that you want to see us. Let's make it happen.
Yeah. The Blue Note in Japan is like really special.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
So good.
Linda Boney, I love it. Way Back Wednesday.
Way Back Wednesday. I got to come up with a little title screen or something.
Yeah. You got to make one. That would be so cute. And then Shelly Singleton, when you were showing your, what is it called? Way Back Wednesday segment, she says, this is nothing like listening to live music, period.
Oh. No, it was pretty. I have to say, I don't want to overstate it, but it really was like an out about. Like I was kind of like, who is that guy? Like I remember doing it, but it's still kind of wild watching that clip. Anyways, moving on.
Mario Vasquez says Dave Koz was giving you great props on Sirius XM.
Oh, I appreciate it. I actually caught him talking about me a little bit. He had played Escape from my third album, and then after it went off, he said, something like that's Adam Hawley, and quickly becoming one of the sought-after artists in the genre because he keeps putting out hit after hit after hit. And I just had to pinch myself because I remember meeting Dave at the Hollywood Bowl. I was playing with Phil Perry, and this was in 2011 maybe. I remember meeting him. And then a couple years later, started playing on the cruise, and I always pinch myself because he's been a huge supporter. And I'm always kind of overwhelmed when he does introductions of me because he's so generous with his compliments and description of me as an artist. So I definitely appreciate him and his friendship, and can't wait to cruise. It's going to be a blast.
Oh, and I think PJ on Watercolors was like giving you some flowers too.
She was.
Because she played Right On with you and Julian. And after, she said that you were educated and that you know what to do with the song, and that she would love to sit in. Like, she's like, wouldn't it be amazing if we could sit in on one of his classes? Because she was saying that you're educated and that you have your doctorate and that you teach and that you like do master classes and stuff.
Yeah.
And she was like, oh my gosh, wouldn't that be amazing if we could sit in? And she's like, because he knows his stuff.
Definitely, yeah. No, I have a lot of fun. Been teaching at this college, Saddleback College, now for, I think, 9 years, almost 10 years. So we have such a blast down there. So
Joy Russell Nicholas says, Dave Koz knows how hard you've worked. Kudos.
Appreciate it.
Oh,
Thanks,
so
y'all.
Sweet, so sweet. Okay, what do you want to run to next?
We have a ton of picks from the past week, so let's jump into them. So I already showed you guys the flyers. I think I showed all of them to you. There's Big Bib, there's Seabreeze, Pizza Express, the kickoff party at at Gulf Coast Summerfest in Pensacola. So now here we have a little short Cat's Kitchen.
That
Cat's
looks like
Kitchen
a mess of I don't
segment.
know what. But we had a meatless. Was this Monday, Tuesday?
A meatless Monday.
Meatless Monday.
Way
I'm
back
always
Wednesday.
Meatless,
Meatless
but
Monday.
this is ground tofu. So it's like ground beef, but without the beef. And then with onions, scallions, carrots, and just sauteed it with a little bit of avocado oil, paprika, garlic, and soy sauce. Oh my goodness, it's so good.
So good.
So that was the stuffing for the cabbage wraps. And so I used Napa cabbage, which is used in a lot of Asian foods, and it's a lot softer and taller and different, like in coloring, than I guess like a regular head of cabbage. So it's very different. So you just peel it off the head, and then you boil it in some water for like a minute, just until it softens, and then lay it out. And you want to cut the bottom half off just a little bit, and then put the stuffing in there and roll it up.
It turned out unbelievable.
So good. And then put some scallions on there, and then I made like a sweet yet spicy sauce to go on it, like with honey and soy sauce and a bunch of chili.
It was amazing.
So good. And there's some carrot soup.
This was incredible.
I don't know what made me want carrot soup, but I was like, we need something hearty, but then healthy. So
that sour cream looks like an arrow.
I know.
I don't know if you intended to do that.
No, I didn't. So I roasted carrots and sweet potatoes and onions in the oven with some oregano and a little bit of avocado oil, and took it out, put it in my Ninja cup, and then boiled some water, put the water in the cup, and then I added some garlic and basil, and then you just blend it all up and then pour it in your bowl. And I just topped it off with like some dill and scallions and a little sour cream. So it's like so easy and perfect, and then it's hot because you had the hot water in there before you blended it. So it was tasty.
It's killing. So good, so good. And then we have a picture of Adam Jr. Unfortunately, he's in a boot from his ankle, and so we wish we had basketball highlights for you, but he's still recuperating. So
I know, and it sucks because so we showed you guys a photo before when he first was in his boot, but we had to do a 2-week follow-up, and he did another x-ray, and they found like a very small fracture in one of the ankle bones. My poor baby. So he is off for another 2 to another 4 weeks. So it could be 2 weeks or it could be 4 weeks. So we don't know. So he's in his boot. When he gets home, he takes the boot off and he'll walk around the house like with his Crocs, which is good. And he's doing like his ankle exercises. There's really nothing to do but to like stay off of it and let it heal. And he sees a sports medicine specialist in 2 weeks. So in 2 weeks, that'll have been 4 weeks that he's been in the boot. So we'll see what they say. But he's just like so over being down and out. You guys know AJ, he's playing basketball, 7 days a week, training and with tournaments and everything. But just pray that he gets well and that it heals like super
soon.
fast. I know.
Yeah, it's crazy. Well, that's all I have, Kat. Did you have anything else for us?
Yeah, we have some Ask Adam
Let's
questions.
shoot on over to Ask Adam. What do we got?
All right. So, oh my goodness. I didn't write who asked this.
Okay.
So sorry. But it says, when will Adam and you create a music festival?
Oh, that's a great question. That's a question we get quite often.
Mm-hmm.
And really the only reason we haven't jumped into it sooner is because we live in SoCal and there's a million festivals and clubs here. I mean, I just name them right off the bat. There's the Long Beach Jazz Festival. There's the Newport Beach Jazz Festival. There's the Hollywood Bowl that does jazz. There's Catalina Jazz Festival. And then there's some smaller ones like Carson and Gardena. And then Michael Palo's doing events. And Thornton Winery's doing events. And then there's Spaghettini. So anyways, it's kind of oversaturated here. And if we lived in a smaller market, we probably would have started something already. So it's
Right.
definitely something that's where it's a passion of ours and a goal at some point. It's just figuring out where do you fit in and servicing where there's a need instead of competing with an already pretty healthy
Right,
market of
yeah.
shows. So that's really kind of our thoughts, really, is that unfortunately we've been super busy touring. Last year we had 65 shows. I just counted, we're at 45 and counting for 2023. So it's looking good, like we'll repeat that again. So we're definitely busy, and we're definitely playing SoCal quite a bit. This year we have Newport coming up. We're going to be back at Spaghettini, and we got a couple other things we're working on. So, but yeah, stay tuned. We're always tinkering. We're always thinking about what the next foray is. So I'm sure we'll come up with something soon.
There's so many suggestions. Robert Zahn said you could do it in Wisconsin. We're underserved here.
Well, we like coming to Wisconsin. We've had some great shows there. We played in Milwaukee last summer, and we played in Racine 2 summers ago, and both were fantastic. So.
And then Joy Russell Nicholas says, come do it in Austin. It will help. Or no, she said, I will help.
Austin would be cool, too. That's also an underserved. See, that's the thing. Really, if we lived anywhere else, there's like a void. And here, like, you know, there's just a million festivals. It's crazy.
Why am I not writing the name? You know, I'm off today.
Yeah.
I'm not writing the names of these Ask Adams, but I think this may have been Robert Zahn, if I'm not mistaken. What makes the Gibson Les Paul so special?
Well, that guitar, you know, it doesn't feed back, so it doesn't go like, ooh, so you can play it really loud. So it's definitely a favorite of the rockers, and especially, I want to say especially in the 70s and the 80s, a lot of the rockers were playing it, and it didn't used to be an expensive guitar, and now it is, you know, especially Slash, somebody that used it, and also the guys in Kiss. I mean, there's so many people over the years that have played Les Pauls. They're great. I have one. I don't play it a whole lot, but it's a great guitar. It's a versatile guitar, and like I said, you can crank it up really loud and rock out. And that combination of a Les Paul and the Marshall amp is a great pairing, and it's kind of like one of the iconic sounds of rock and roll. So yeah, it's a great guitar.
So that question was from Robert Crutcher.
Robert Crutcher, okay.
And this next question is from Robert Zahn, and he asks, when can we get a Grammy cameo on the show?
Oh.
She could hand out some Grammy awards.
Ah, that is good. See, you guys are really good with alliteration, good with titles, good with, I like it. Well, hey, Grammy's always welcome. We're always enjoy cameos. We were able to get one out of Adam Jr. I think we've only had one ever, right?
I think so.
And then Rufus, we've had maybe a handful.
Rufus, we've had a ton.
But yeah, we've not had a Grammy award segment. So we got to work that out.
So funny.
We got to work that out, Grammy. Let's figure it out.
Who and why, or what would the awards be for?
Well, it would be whatever she deems is what she wants to award.
That's so true. And we would have to send it to the winner.
Mm-hmm.
What about the nominees? Or
I
is it just only winners?
I like the play on words. That's cool. The Grammy Awards. That's good. That's good. You guys are quick. You're quick-witted out there.
Creston Jordan, talking about Adam Jr.'s downtime, says Jr. can use that time watching NBA classics.
There you go.
Yeah, and actually he's supposed to be studying these college games because the AAU club team that he's a part of, it's a college prep program, so they're really, supposed to watch as much college ball as they can, or even go see it in person, and just kind of raise their basketball IQ and learn how that pace playing, fundamental college style playing is, which is very different, obviously, than street ball or some rec ball, or just even different club organizations, the way that they teach. But in college, I mean, we see it all the time. It's not like they're dunking and doing all this crazy stuff. It's just really good fundamental talented boys playing basketball. So he's supposed to be studying that anyway. And 2, he's still training with his cousins either 2 to 3 times a week with his boot. He's just sitting in a chair. If you guys didn't see the photos last week, he sits in a chair and he's working on his handles.
I told him, I said, your handles gonna be crazy. You're gonna be like Kyrie.
His arms are gonna be so strong when he gets
He could be like Jason Kidd out there.
His arms are gonna be so strong.
Yeah.
And I even saw him last Monday. He was shooting from the chair. And like he was even standing up and then shooting. And then when we got done, I was like, oh, how was your workout? And he's like, it was boring. I said, well, you can't do anything right now. You're doing everything that you can.
Yeah.
And it's not like you're just laying at home. Like you're keeping your body strong. Yep. So Mario Vasquez says, what amp do you tour with and do you record with the same one?
I don't usually tour. I always say, actually, I never tour with an amp. They do what's called backline, where you send your list ahead of time of what you would like them to provide for you. And so 99% of the time, well, I always ask for a Fender Twin reverb, 65 reissue. And if you don't know, the Fender Twin is like Jazz 101. That's what Wes Montgomery played, and Wes is like the GOAT. So I always ask for a Fender Twin. Every once in a while, they don't have one, and so my second choice is a DeVille. But I like the Fender Twin because it has a lot of headroom, which means you can play really loud with it still being clean and not being distorted. And I want to be able to play clean, and then if I want distortion, I can use a pedal. When I record my records, I actually don't use an amp. I just go direct. I just plug into like a Neve style pre. And I just like the presence that gives you. It makes the guitar really close up as opposed to the guitar plugging into an amp and then the sound coming out of the amp and then you miking it, which a lot of people do and sounds great. But I just like the presence. I like how in your face it makes the guitar. And so that's what I've been doing on all my records. No amps. So
what does distortion mean for someone that may not know what that is?
That means where your sound is kind of like, it has some breakup, some saturation to it. So think, instead of George Benson, think Santana. So it has like a rock sound to it,
And then what is feeding back?
Oh, it's just like, kind of like that typical thing when somebody goes to a mic in a TV show at like a presentation and they touch the mic and it goes, ooh. That's what feedback is. So a guitar, if it's hollow and you start trying to play loud, it could start feeding back. So
yeah, because a lot of people will say, well, what does that mean?
Right.
And Crescent Jordan's loving it. He says, Jazz 101, teach us, Adam.
That's
so
right.
Cool.
That's right.
And Mario says, thanks, Adam.
I've been doing long enough. I should know, hopefully.
I know, right? Well, you know, and it's so funny because, like I was saying with Adam's doctor asking me about the guitar, some people would ask me questions, and it's like, well, yeah, I should know that, but I don't.
Right. That's funny.
I think that's all for our Ask Adams and comments.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, honey, as always.
Thank you.
We will see you next week.
Bye.
All right. As I mentioned, our next show coming up is the Big Bib in San Antonio next Saturday, March 4th. Hope to see you there. Grab your tickets. Also, big dates coming up is Berks. Grab your tickets for Adam Holly's West Coast Groove on April 1st. That's in Reading, Pennsylvania. We're debuting in Albuquerque. Grab your tickets for that. And all of our Europe friends, grab those tickets. They're going fast. We've got shows in the Netherlands and the UK. We appreciate all of you for coming through. And a shout out to my radio promoter. This is the new single right here. Right On. Right On. It was #1 most added last week. Thank you for everyone that's spinning it. We hope to see you all next week. AH Live, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, right here. Peace.